You know, somehow we have to put a podcast together for the people. And I think that's probably the best point to start, really. And I think we've started. I don't know, maybe. Stevie, are you with me? Are you with me? I can see you. I don't know if you're with me.
I'm always with you, mate.
Oh, God, through thick and thin, right? Through thick and thin.
Totally thin.
Yeah, totally thin. It's been very thick in that sense, hasn't it? It's been very, like, through sickness rather than health.
Sick and sin.
Exactly. There hasn't been much health to the sickness. So, honestly, obviously on that depressing start, there's only one thing on our minds, really, isn't there? And I want to hear what that one thing on your mind is, Stevie. That's what I want to hear.
I feel sick, bro.
Yeah, that sounds about right, to be honest.
No.
Do you know what? God, okay, I think, right, I think it was a match of two factors that went against us, really. Factor number one, obviously lack of striker, as it was clearly, you know, right there in front of us to see. And factor number two was the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that was my initial point, mate. One player, and without doubt, one player that's got him to the final. He's got them all the way there. You know, single-handedly saved the day. No double pun intended, mate.
Hey up,
yeah. But he has, hasn't he? I mean, he beat Liverpool. They beat City. I think. Did they beat City? Or was that last year? So they beat 4 Premiership teams, and he has been, without a doubt, the only player that's actually saved them, because we would have probably gone through, wouldn't we? But then again, would Liverpool? Would Villa? Because he did save them as well, didn't he?
Yeah,
so
that's it. I mean, Villa came very close to eliminating them, to be honest. And I don't know what would have hurt more, getting eliminated by Villa over 2 legs.
100%.
I think that would have been worse, really, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would have been worse. I think we should have just left it at Real and be like, right, Real, we won both legs, but you can have the win. Thank you. We don't want any more embarrassment on our fucking table and plate and cups. But speaking of cups, we have none of those, so you know it's kind of that was the end of the cup run. I'm afraid, mate. That was all the trophies just gone, just disappeared.
There's one good thing that's come from this.
I don't know. I feel like you're going to be reaching for this one, but go on.
We've got nothing else to be disappointed about.
That's a good point. Well, we do actually, and I'm about to hit you with it. We're about to lose seconds.
No, but we knew that. That was something that's not new. Kind of
I know, but it hasn't happened yet. So until it happens, it hasn't happened. But I hope it doesn't happen. But it probably most likely will.
Oh, 100% it's going to happen. 100%. But then again, we expected it, so I'm not unhappy because we know we're going to.
You're right. It's like a paradox, really. You know what I mean? That's what we're living through. We're living through an Arsenal paradox. 2024-2025 season has been a complete paradox of a fucking. You think about it, right? Because you know we lost players. We still did very well. We got players back. We stopped doing well. And I don't understand how that's happened. Yeah. Like I don't get it. But here we are. We're living through it. And well, another season just fucking gone, mate.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, you're right. You could have kept Saka out, kept Martinelli out, and who knows where we could have ended up. Probably 6th and out of the
7th, maybe, something like that. What's Conference League below that? That's where we'll be. And honestly, the 2025 form, barring the Champions League, I'll include the Champions League in that. The 2025 form has been probably one of the poorest forms that we've ever been through in the 5 years that Arteta's been here. Do you know what I mean? And that kind of fucking, when I say form, I mean like, you know, how much we've dipped. Because obviously we were worse when he first took over, that goes without saying. But then again, you know, we won an FA Cup then. So how bad could we have been if we won the FA Cup? So I don't know. I don't want to say that the team's gone backwards or anything, or Arteta's taken the team backwards, but the dip in form this season has been dramatic. Absolutely dramatic. And there's a lot of obviously factors with that, as we know. Of course.
The players, but is it just the fact that we were so close for the last 2 seasons, and this season just, you know, that we just couldn't push us that far? We were just psychologically and physically drained because the players over the last 2 years were injury free, barring Saliba and Jesus. Yeah. But you know, the whole team kind of has been decimated this season, and in all honesty, like I said before, it's a miracle that we are currently still second with 3 games to go. You know, if it had been second at Christmas and then faded like we did, then I couldn't kind of understand it. But we're still second, 3 games to go. Yes, we probably will lose second, but you know,
that adds to the paradox, really, doesn't it? You know, it's just
massive.
It's crazy. It really is. And again, unfortunately, the bad thing happened where the season will be, unfortunately, by pundits, will be defined by the PSG 2 legs completely bypassing what we did against Madrid and in Madrid. And the 7-0s that we put, who did we fucking put 7 against? Sevilla or something?
PSV, wasn't it?
PSV, was it? PSV, yeah. See, that's how good that match was. Like, I just don't even remember it. But again, all those things are going to be overlooked, unfortunately. And it's going to be, oh, well, Arsenal bottled it again. And as much as I hate that word, because again, we had nothing to bottle. You know, we literally had empty bottles. We were those hobos, right, pushing around the empty bottles, going to fucking trade them in for 20p so we can raise money to buy a striker. So it's just not going to happen.
No, not the dreaded striker conversation.
No. We're done with that. I don't.
We will talk about it, won't we? I know we will. Like, it'll just slip in, won't it? Like
it was. Well, I don't want to say. Do you know what? I don't want to say terrible, because it wasn't terrible. Like, in all honesty, in the cold light of day, it just wasn't a terrible performance, especially in the first half, or at least 25 minutes, because we had chances to bury this game. We had 4 chances before they scored the second goal, and honestly, they should have been buried. But one player stood tall, and that was the keeper. Again, no pun intended, because he's fucking huge.
Yeah.
But he was the difference maker. You know, from the Odegaard shot, the Martinelli sort of. Well, actually, Martinelli was a bit of a tit, really. You know, he just didn't know where the goal was. But it wasn't so bad. But the fact that we had nothing in our control, it sort of added more to the pressure the more the match went on, and it was evident. It was evident by barring the last 10 minutes of the second half. You know, we were nowhere. We were absolutely nowhere. We couldn't link anything together, really.
No, I'm so confused as to how well we played in those first 20 minutes to why we didn't do that in the first leg. I was so, you know, perplexed. Is the word of. Because even the commentary was saying, we're at PSG. You know, we were so dominant. You know, obviously the Rice miss in the first minute was kind of like, what the fuck? I thought, well, if that hadn't gone in, it would have been exactly the same as when obviously Dembele scored after like 3 minutes or something, wasn't it? At our place.
Pressure on.
Completely different game.
You know, absolutely.
It was just like, what the fuck? How can we play so good? You know, they're defended well, and obviously the keeper has kept him in it. But performance-wise, I can't really fault it apart from the obvious, like we keep reverting back to, and obviously the Saka shit miss. You know, in the 80th minute, if it would have been, or 78th minute, or whatever it was.
Yeah, it was quite late on, deep into the game, and to be fair, that would have made it 3-2, and absolutely game on for another 10 minutes or whatever it was. You know what? Let me just quickly check. I think it was like during the 80th minute, I want to say, that Saka missed, I believe.
When did he score in the 70s?
So he scored in the 76th.
76,
and I think it must have been around the 87th minute. I think he had that miss. Right. So it was quite late on. But again, 4 minutes plus added time, whatever it was. I think it was like 5-6 minutes added time or whatever.
Yeah.
So again, it could have been something different. They could have panicked. They could have been like, oh shit, we need to actually defend now, and then that's it. Pressure on, you know. And we're good with crosses. So at that point, that's where our strength comes out, you know, when we're attacking those teams, you know, and setting the crosses in, because we can do that. I know obviously we struggle against a low block, but PSG don't really know how to do a low block. Not like a Villa does, or a fucking Bournemouth or whatever it is. They don't know how to do that. Everton or something like that, exactly. So yeah, I think that would have been just the perfect timing to score the second goal and just put the pressure on for the equaliser. And obviously, just even if it went to extra time or ended on penalties and PSG won, I still would have been prouder of the team, because they pushed it all the way to the end. They didn't let their heads drop, and it was decided on penalties, which, you know, it's penalties.
Yeah, toss of a coin.
It really is. It really is. Goalkeeper has to be on the day, and Donnarumma was, so probably would have been a loss anyway. Do you know what I mean? I think when was that game that Raya just sort of like didn't know how to save or didn't know how to dive for a penalty? I can't remember. Was it last season? Or was it in the Champions League this season?
He was rubbish at every time there's a penalty. He kind of like jumped too soon or got put along the line or. Yeah.
It was shifting over to the left. Like, why are you doing? I can't remember which game it was. It must have been the Champions League.
It was quite recently, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was. Was it before Real?
It might have been. Yeah.
I can't remember. But anyway, like so.
No, wasn't it? Was it the Carabao Cup? No. I don't know. Anyway,
I can't remember. But either way, that could have been the problem at that stage. But yeah, we're talking about stuff that didn't happen. So, but PSG, they were the better team overall, and as far as teamwork is concerned, yeah, they were 100% better. They did everything together. There was, their midfield of Ruiz, Vitinha, and João Neves. Like, what the fuck? What an incredible midfield! Like, I didn't realize how good Neves was, and I didn't realize how good Vitinha was. I know you mentioned him before, but I just didn't realize how good he was.
He was very poor at Wolves, wasn't he? Very poor.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Since PSG, I've really rated him. I thought, if we could have signed him a couple of seasons ago, it would have been fantastic. But hey,
he seems more of a European player, so I don't know. It could have been another Fabio Vieira
Possibly.
situation. Could have been. I don't know. But again, I mentioned his name. He's a player that we could have used this season. To be honest with you, we had so many problems that you could have used him. But whatever. That's he's over there now doing his own thing. But yeah, like I said, best team won in that sense, and that's where I don't understand how Arteta can come out in the press conference and say that we were the better team over two legs, even though their keeper was, because that's the way that he worded it. It was like, there was only one man for them. It was man of the match, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, I know, but he didn't score. He saved, fair enough, but the people who scored.
In a way, I do understand his theory, but realistically, like he said, the best team went out of the competition. Well, that's wrong, because if the best team was still in the competition, the best team would be in the final.
Yeah.
Two of the
best teams, especially when you watch Inter Barcelona both legs. I genuinely think I want them to win, to be fair. I don't really care too much for PSG. And it just means another team winning the Champions League before Arsenal. So fuck them. Inter, get your third one, lads. And I'll be rooting for them motherfuckers.
Yeah, Bo.
I'm hoping that my brother-in-law, his cousin, so my wife's cousin, I don't know why I went all the way around the world for that, but my wife's cousin, he's an Inter fan, and obviously he got me the tickets for the Arsenal match, as I mentioned. So we're trying to see if he can get any final tickets for Munich.
Yeah,
okay, I'll go watch Inter beat PSG. I don't give a shit about that.
It should be a good final.
Yeah, it's a final. It's Champions League final. But anyway, look, I don't really want to get too much into the match itself, into the gritty detail. But there were certain things that obviously, we were just like, what? Why is Saliba doing this again? Like, what happens to Saliba in the second half of a season? Either he's injured or he's just fucking doing dumb shit. Like, I don't understand. Poor Kivio was like, fuck, I'm gonna get blamed for this, even though it wasn't his fault. But
you're me, Jacob,
yeah, fucking hell. So obviously, look, their first goal, Fabian Ruiz's goal. It was more like a mirror image of Dembele's goal, really, wasn't it?
I mean,
it was a better shot. It was a better shot because Dembele hit it off his shin, didn't he? So
yes. No, I was kind of I was applauding the shot. To be fair, I didn't see the deflection at first, but the shot itself was kind of unstoppable. But would Raya have saved it if he hadn't have got a deflection? I don't know. Possibly not. But I didn't see, obviously, the way that Saliba kind of turned his back. But most people do. But then I looked at Partey. What the fuck are you heading it there for? Head it out. He headed it into them. Just didn't get that, to be fair, did you? I mean, obviously, he got his header to it, but he headed it to their player. And then...
It obviously made Ruiz come on the outside and then just blast it. But you're right. The shot itself, it was a very nice connection. The deflection itself, again, you don't really notice it in real time, and then you watch the replay and then you think, do you know what? That actually took quite a bit of a deflection, because you can obviously see Saliba's stomach sort of move from that ball. And you think, right, okay, that made a difference. whether Raya would have saved it would have been, I don't know that. I can't say definitively, but even the commentator was like, he may have had a chance, but with the deflection, he had absolutely no chance. So, goal went in 2-0 at that point. What are you thinking? What do you think as soon as that goal goes in? Like, what's your first thought? Those are the funniest ones.
First thoughts were, it's not over. Seriously.
Okay, that's good.
I thought we've dominated here. And don't get me wrong, they still had more chances to kind of kill the game off again. But I still think, look, it's not over, and it could be kind of one of those end-to-end games where whoever's got the best keeper and the best attackers.
You're saying attackers? What are you saying?
Exactly, yeah. So we don't have any. So no, I thought I wanted it to be exciting, and it didn't live up to as a good a game as the Inter-Barca one, but it was okay. I think it was okay because obviously we tried harder than what we did in the first leg because we knew we had to. But yeah, obviously certain players, what my thoughts were. Yeah, I thought, I personally thought Kivio was poor, Saka, Odegaard and Marino. They were my 4 players that I thought stood out personally. They weren't too bad, I don't think. I don't know what your thoughts are, but at this level, you have to be better than average, and I just think at this level, you need to be, better than average, and that's what our team we were. If you know what I mean, we didn't have any game changers. And all great teams have game changes like I keep reverting back to. An average is not going to win you the Champions League.
No, and again, you look at PSG's bench when they brought on Dembele and then Ramos later on as well. Yeah. Even in the first leg. So again, they had good players who were resting, and unfortunately for us, these players are on the fucking 10,000th minute of the season or whatever it is, whatever the maximum season fucking minutes are.
Saying that, sorry to interrupt, but you're right. Saying that, Kvaratskhelia, whatever he's called, he was pretty poor. Apart from his shot, which hit the post.
Yeah,
but Timber kept him relatively quiet. I thought he had a lot better game than he did in the first half, which I thought, why can't we just do it in the first fucking leg? But there you go.
Those are the things that honestly they just don't help to think about, because you're right. We were at the Emirates, for God's sake. How did we not start the match like we did? Against these guys, in Paris. That's what hurts more. Not the fact that we lost in Paris. It's just the fact that we were very, very poor in the first leg. As soon as it finished, we were both like, right, we're not going to win this, and we don't deserve to win this because we were just fucking shit. Coming off the back of an excellent Madrid 2-tie match, it was shocking to see, but. It can't, we made our peace with it, really. I know, obviously, we still had hope. And like I said, after the first goal, same as you, I still thought, right, this is not over yet. That was in the first half, and it was quite early in the first half, wasn't it? 27th minute. So obviously, Declan Rice goes in for the tackle, gets a yellow card. Bit harsh on the yellow, I'll be honest.
Did you?
Bit harsh.
Yeah, it was harsh. Whose fault was? I'm blaming Ray again, because obviously I'm fucking sick of his shooting fucking passes out to players that are under pressure. I agree that Rice should have controlled it better, but for fuck's sake, Raya, you're shit at your fucking pass outs.
Yeah. I can't blame Rice too much for that. I'll be honest. He did what he could to get there. And unfortunately, Kvaratskhelia put a leg in before him, and obviously it looked like Rice went in. He didn't. So that's why I don't think it was a yellow. Maybe you could get away with a foul. Fair enough, you can make your peace with that. But the yellow itself, again, not that it made a difference to Rice at all. But and it was the foul all in all that sort of made the difference. For the cross to come in. Yeah. But yeah, with Kvaratskhelia, Timber learned his lesson, and apart from that one shot that hit the post, I don't think he did much.
He didn't.
Did he have a pass right at the end for the last goal to Hakimi? I think that was him, wasn't it?
Possibly.
Was that him or was it Dembele? I can't remember. We're going to get to that, by the way, because there was one player from Arsenal, and you probably saw it, who I was like, honestly, I will shoot you right now. Like, I will drive to fucking Paris and I will shoot you if you fucking ever do that again, because that was just a crime. You might as well just said, all right, Hakimi, there you go, mate, I've set you up. Anyway, we'll come back to that. But so obviously, it really frustrated me. It really did. And I've just rewatched some of the replays. It's like, no, I can't. I can't keep watching this idiot.
Loza, please refresh my memory, please. Not now, though.
No. So yeah, obviously after the first goal, it was going to be difficult, but it didn't wake us up as much as I hoped it would, especially to the end of the first half. I don't think we were alive for it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, we've gone 2 goals down. Right, let's just fucking pile on the fucking pressure. Do you know what I mean? And even my wife was watching it. She doesn't talk football like on a regular basis. She was like, why aren't they fucking doing anything? Like Arsenal is literally, they're not pressing, they're not moving, they're not passing the ball, they're just recycling it. I'm like, oh shit.
That's Arsenal.
Wow.
That's us.
This must be your first time here, right?
Yeah.
We're used to this shit. Like, even in the group chat as well, they were like, talking shit as they would, as expected, obviously. I was like, lads, I've been a fan of this club for like 25 years now, and I've lived through all sorts of shit. Just fucking water off a duck's back, mate. Now it hurts here. Do you know what I mean? Nothing. I was watching the match, right? Literally just emotionless. Like when we scored, I didn't even move. Didn't even celebrate. I was like, right,
I know.
Okay, let's get on with it.
Yeah.
Where was this fucking 15 minutes ago when it was 2? It would have been 2-1. But anyway, so, after that first goal, first half ended, not much really happened throughout it. We still managed to move the ball forward a little bit. Our midfield, again, as much as I was looking forward to seeing Partey in our midfield, I just don't think he had a very good game, to be honest. I wouldn't say poor, but I don't think he was at the level that he's supposed to be.
Yeah, I think what we were talking about, and I think I alluded to the fact last week, whether we thought we did miss him, and I thought even with Partey back, we'll still struggle against their high press, but they didn't actually do, but Partey wasn't as effective. However, the first 20-30 minutes, we played the game in their half until they actually got a bit of a hold of the ball. But yeah, I thought Partey was average. He wasn't as effective as what I thought.
No.
So yeah, go on.
And I think that should have been obviously the point where we end this match. Right at the beginning, especially in that 20-30 minutes. That's where the end should have been. But with Partey, it's not fair really to be like we didn't do well because he didn't do well. It was a team effort. So thank you, lads, for that. Team effort for not doing well. But onto the second half itself, and Lewis Skelly, he gets a yellow card, and I don't know. I mean, I don't think, especially in the 2 ties that we've had against Paris, I don't think he's been very good.
No,
I know there's other Arsenal outlets and podcasts and stuff that just want to blow this guy, but unfortunately, we have to speak the truth, and he hasn't been very good. And yesterday kind of cemented that, to be honest. And I'm kind of hoping that's his bad run of form till the end of the season now, because we can't afford for Skelly to do what he does. He's reckless sometimes. He's reckless, And obviously that leads on to the penalty, but the yellow card that he got, which was a foul, and it's like, mate, that was a foul. Like, why are we even discussing?
Do you think, as much as obviously he's sort of broke onto the scene, and he was only obviously a young guy, and he's did excellent in the Premiership, do you think part of it's down to obviously his age, his inexperience, and up against obviously far superior opposition? So yes, although I think he's had a poor couple of games,
in context, obviously, compare,
it's obviously it is down to the fact that he's up against different opposition that he's normally used to, and it is kind of, he just broke into the team this since January, really, hasn't
he? Absolutely. And again, by me saying that, in no way do I mean that oh my god, fucking guy shit, should never play him. No, absolutely not. This hopefully this could have been, or this is a massive learning curve for him. This is a massive lesson, and not in a bad sense. Oh, you've learned your lesson. No, it's like, oh, okay, I can do well in the Premier League against these sort of slower defenders, fullbacks. But then when I'm up against European players, that's what they have. They have speed. That's what they have. Look at Vinicius, look at Mbappe, look at both fucking Doué and Barcola, and Dembele when he came on, and Kvaratskhelia. So again, these are fast players. He's not really dealing with that sort of speed. Even against a City, he's not dealing with that. The only team that it could be a problem is Liverpool.
Yeah.
And again, that's only one side when you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is obviously Salah's side. So again, exactly. So he's not dealing with that on a constant basis. Fair point. That is a very good point. And again, that should hopefully for the normal Arsenal, for the casual Arsenal viewer, hopefully they don't look at that and condemn him. You know, it's like, oh my God, fucking hell, why is this guy 18-year-old? He's inexperienced. Like, yes, that's the whole point. But you weren't saying that shit when he was doing really well and he's bossing defenders and bossing wingers.
And scoring against City,
fucking pulling off some crazy celebrations. That's just ballsy, absolutely ballsy. So yeah, I'm just saying for the 2 matches that I've watched in the Champions League, I just don't think he's been up to speed. He's done all right. Like, again, he hasn't been the poorest player on the pitch. That's reserved for Odegaard. Oops, spoiler alert.
Your mate Odie.
Oh, Martin, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry, man, but I have to put you on blast, I'm afraid. So yeah, I know you do. But yeah, for me, Lewis Skelly, I think that was probably the best option to take him off. I know it was quite early, but probably the best option to take him off, because the way that he was going, I just feel like he probably would have.
He would have got a red, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would have got a red. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Just that ref. Especially with that, the referee,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he was itching and twitching to give out those fouls and penalties and cards. So.
Did you know, by the way, he was fined for match fixing a few years back?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's been all of them so far in the Champions League.
Probably, yeah.
I think that's been a record of like maybe 3 or 4 refs have been sort of, been like, well, why did you do this beforehand?
Yeah.
I'm a Barcelona fan.
Didn't we speak about this a few pods back about even the English referees about being corrupt?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like endemic throughout the whole game, and people say, "Oh no, referees won't do this. They won't do it." The fucking will.
The problem is right. The referee is a human being, and and whether we like it or not as fans, whether we accept it or not, they will always have their bias. They may not be direct Barcelona fucking fans, for example, but 2 teams are playing that affect Barcelona's points in the league table or in the Champions League. That's how that works. It's never really a direct thing where Barcelona play and it's like, okay, blatantly, well, unless you're talking about the 2006 Champions League final, that should be investigated, and we should probably have that title back, to be honest. But we won't open that kind of worms. But again, and they are human beings and they have a bias, whether we like it or not. And until you can get rid of the human refs, then it's just part of the game. This is just the way it is. Yeah, you're going to find them, but okay, then you're going to have another one in the next 5 years and another one after that. So the best way to do it obviously is to get rid of the referees and make it automated somehow. But even if you have like a VAR room, that's still 2 people.
I'm sure AI in the next few years will probably be able to get rid of refs. I would have thought that they'll be able to do an algorithm and work out the fouls, whether it was a foul, etc., etc. You can guarantee it.
I think
or a robotic referee, who knows? Tesla,
absolutely. Elon Musk could just put him out there. He's a robot, right? But I think obviously technology is probably a little bit behind in terms of doing that sort of things, because obviously you'll need to include, like in F1 cars, they've got like hundreds of sensors all across the car, and then you've seen those adverts before the race starts where it shows the Amazon AWS and it shows all the lines broken down. Again, that's just data points. So that it can be done, 100% it can be done, but I don't know how it would work in a football setting, with the running and the boots and the shin pads.
You're probably going to get little sort of I thought about this years ago about having like a sensor in the ball, and I think they'll get sensors in your kit, so like in everything that you wear there'll be sensors in there, so they'll
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how that can be done with sort of incorporating that into clothing that's going to get either ripped, it's going to get sweaty, so yeah, technology, yes, it can be done, but I don't know how effective that would be. But yeah, that's the next step, really. In reality, that will be the next step. You get rid of the human refs. You don't need VAR anymore because everything's automated. Boom, done. It takes a second. Robots don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? AI don't give a shit.
It's fair. There's no corruption involved.
Unless you program AI with Barcelona fan on. I guarantee you're going to get a lot of hackers. You're going to get a lot of hackers trying to fucking get into that system just to be like, right, no, you give all the fouls for Arsenal, or you give penalties to Arsenal.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably the only way. But until then, unfortunately, it is something that we just have to suck it
Accept.
up. Yeah, we have to accept it. You know, how many matches across our, lifetime of watching football, how many matches have been ruined by referee calls. I was actually watching, I think I mentioned one before, but I was watching a quick replay of a 1960 Champions League final, Real Madrid, I can't remember who they were playing against. And basically, it's like a shoulder barge outside the box, and then you see two refs, like the refs speaking with the linesman, and then they give a penalty to Real, and it's like, what? So like we said before, at least 5 of their trophies have been won by paying refs or refs doing their favors. So it is something that it's you're right. It's an endemic. That's what we can say about that. Now the penalty that they got. Wow. What?
Wow and how?
How and what? What?
Yeah, because obviously. Yeah, I mean, I thought he'd blown for the Saka foul.
Yeah, back then, yeah.
And none of their players actually kind of went to the referee as if to say it was a handball. And it was just, and all of a sudden, he's going to the referee, penalty check. And I'm thinking, right, nice, we might have a penalty. And I thought, oh shit, who's going to take it? Saka, blah, blah, blah. And then he points and it's for them.
The other way, yeah.
Fuck.
As soon as he said, all right, okay, when I watched that in real time, I saw the ball deflect, but again, I thought it was off his knee or his thigh. Yeah. So I was like, right, okay, cool, let's move on. And then he was like, oh, there's a penalty check. I was like, fucking hell, that was like almost 2 minutes ago, as if he's pulled that back. And then as soon as he said penalty check, I was like, wait a second, well, it can't be for the 2 minutes ago. Surely he saw something here. Yeah. But no way did I think it was like a handball. And then he watched and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. I mean, you can't deny it. It hits his hand.
It does.
But there was...
What I think what pisses everyone off is that in the Premiership that's never given, but the beauty about the refs in Europe, they'll give things that the Premiership wouldn't give, like obviously the pulls in the box, etc., that we've obviously benefited from. Yeah. But that was harsh is an understatement, isn't it? Harsh. Wow.
And I think Raya saving it. I think that's
justice, wasn't it?
Sorry, we were talking shit about Raya saving penalties. He actually did one in this match. But again, there's nothing to brag about that. I'm just saying. But justice was done. He saved the penalty because again, we were just watching. We were thinking, fucking hell, surely he's not gonna just give it randomly. Like, why would VAR even fucking pull this through? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it was 2 centimeters away from the goal. There was still a fucking goalkeeper there. So yeah, that was a bit harsh. Raya steps up, saves it.
I didn't cheer by that. I mean,
I didn't cheer either.
My son cheered. He was like, "Get in!" I said, "Son, we've still got to sort 2 goals."
Yeah,
we've saved it, but it hasn't saved it to knock us out. And
it didn't have that effect that would have warranted a celebration. Yeah, it was just like, okay, good, let's move on now. You know what I mean? That's what it was. Like, oh, thank God, let's move on. That's it was more relief.
What minute was that, by the way? You must have it written down, have you?
So it says here
52nd or something.
So Lewis Skelly got taken off in the 68th minute. So this happened maybe a minute before. Okay. And then the penalty was taken in the 69th minute. So again, obviously, with the checks and stuff. So and then Skelly gets taken off for Calafiori, Martinelli taken off for Trossard. I'll be honest, maybe Martinelli wasn't the right person to take off for Trossard. Maybe you could have even taken Saka off, to be honest. Yeah. Just saying. At that point, hindsight, obviously, Saka scored. Yeah, that's hindsight. All right. We don't know the future. So, because Martinelli was causing some trouble down there, with Hakimi in comparison to the last game, I thought he had a much better match, to be honest.
He did. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. But I did think Trossard played okay when he came on, to be fair.
He played well. He played very well. That's what I'm saying.
And this is Trossard through and through. He's a better sub. Yeah. We've always said this, hasn't he? He's shit from the start. Yeah. But as a sub, he's great. He's an impact. He's different. And I feel like it's a hard call, isn't it?
I feel like he knows how to watch the game. Like, from the bench, he's watching. He's like, right, I can see the weakness in Hakimi. And the thing is with Martinelli, he keeps doing pretty much the same thing. Down the left, up the byline, down the left, up the byline, that type of shit. So again, with Trossard, I was like, well, let me just go down the other side. Let me see what happens. And that's what he does. He likes to cut in. From the edge of the box, he's lethal.
He set Saka up, didn't he? He said he was the one that set the cross up. Yeah, he did. And do you know what? Sorry, interrupting. Do you know? Obviously, watching that cross and then watching the replay, I don't know what you thought, because when he crossed it, he was aiming for Odegaard, and I bet Odegaard was so glad it got a deflection and didn't come to him, because he wouldn't have shot, would he?
No. No.
He'd have probably passed it to someone and
And the way that Saka just followed that in. And look, can I just say real quick, right? Not really off topic, but just a quick sidebar. If you're having troubles with strikers, you've literally got an excellent player there on your right wing and another one on the bench that can come in to take his spot. So you put Nwaneri on, you've got Trossard on the left, just play Saka down the fucking middle. He's going to make those runs all day fucking long. All day long. That's what Saka does. He makes runs. And Odegaard, sort of seeing that run from Saka, he knows exactly pinpoint precision to give it to him. So sometimes I just think, I know it sounds a bit too easy or too amateur to think, just put Saka down the middle. But from what we're looking for from a striker, especially in those moments, and again, the miss that he had and the goal that he scored, that's where he came from. He was more in a central role. So sometimes you think with Arteta, you think, I know you don't want to waste him in the centre, but Mourinho's not doing jack shit for you, mate. I saw Mourinho maybe make one mistake in that match, and I was like, right, that's literally the whole time I saw Mourinho. Did not know that he was playing for the full match. So make that change. He's not making. Again, you make do with the players that you have. I'm not saying bring on academy players, but because you can't bring on academy players, make the changes round. Shift players. Make the fucking defense like Marquinhos go, oh fuck, now we've got Saka to contend with. Do you know what I mean? So it's. I know it sounds a bit too simplistic and just we'll just put Saka there. But it could work. It could work in that situation.
Yeah, you're right. And I think this is Arteta's downfall. He can't adapt to different situations. He's very rigid in his setups and his formation. He's scared
to move the star boy because he's like, well, if that doesn't work, then I'm going to get lambasted. It's like, dude, no one gives a shit. We're fucking 2-1 down, mate. What are you talking about?
But
just
he did in the end, didn't
he?
He did. I don't know whether he did make the change or not, because Saka did move over, and I think they did swap at one point, didn't they? Because I remember thinking, Saka's gone over to the left.
Yeah, and that was very brief though. That was a brief moment.
Yeah.
So then that was a bit of the problem as well. It's like, well,
I don't know why.
Earlier.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know he put Calafiori on, and he looked like a fish out of water again. I don't know why he didn't put Nwaneri on. Maybe he just didn't think he had the confidence to go past what's his face. But he was on a yellow card. It would have been ideal. But
absolutely, especially in the box as well. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the thing is with Nwaneri, he's got that Saka run as well, but he's not afraid to shoot earlier than Saka. So you put him in the box against a player on a yellow card. You play your chances, you roll the dice on that one, because again, we had nothing to lose. It's not like we were winning, we were literally chasing a goal, so you try everything. But the fact that he overthought, I don't want to do this and I don't want to move this guy and I can't really move this guy. What if that doesn't work? It's like, well, that's too pessimistic the way that you're looking at it. Yeah. I'm not saying that's the way he's thinking, but unfortunately the actions on the pitch, it's like, well, that's the way that you're going about it. And the fact that you put Calafiori on, you take the risk with Skelly, let him play.
He's risk averse, isn't he? He just does not want to do it. He won't. He doesn't feel whether it's he doesn't trust the players or whether he doesn't trust himself to change it up. But it just was crying out for something different. And I'm again, did he come on 1 year in the first leg?
He did. Yeah, first leg he did. Yeah,
last 5 minutes or something.
Yes, yeah, very, very late. Yeah, very late.
He obviously doesn't fancy him, does he? He doesn't fancy him to change a game that he wants. I don't know what.
The thing is, when you've got a team or a squad full of players that's not going to change a game, just fucking put the player that you don't know too much about. You know what I mean? Like, you don't know too much. He could be a chaotic player, and that's what we need in that moment. We need chaos. And again, when you've got fast players running towards their back line, it's like that's what you want. That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, but isn't that Arteta's kind of just his mentality of, if it was someone with a bit of personality, should we say, where they might think to themselves, right, like a Postecoglou, I'm going to go with 4 up front or 5 up front, 2 in the middle and 4 at the back or whatever. Just change it up and just, like you say, cause chaos, like you said. Make them think completely different. Put Jakub up front. Put Calafiori up front. Something different. But he hasn't got it in him as a manager, and that is why ultimately he won't win anything for us.
I think, I'm hoping that the players that we will potentially sign, I'm hoping those are not going to be the type of player where they will allow Arteta to play in that one rigid system. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need dynamic players. We need dynamos.
You need
an Alexis Sanchez. We need 3 Alexis Sanchez's. That's what we need.
I know. I was going to say we need Paul Gascoigne, just someone that plays off the cuff.
Yeah.
Because whoever we sign, you can guarantee he'll knock their individuality out of them.
Of course he will.
And he'll think, hang on a minute, you've just signed Nico Williams or Luke.
It's not going to be the same. Yeah, it's not going to be the same.
Yeah, you'll think, they can go past players, but they can't now because, Ranieri, he was going past players in the Cup and in the Premiership and in the Champions League, it's kind of like, let's go back, let's go sideways. So what's he going to think when he's looking at Ranieri? He's not actually going past players, but that's his fear because Arteta's probably drilled it into them. We can't lose the ball, lads.
Yeah.
Just recycle it, like you say. So these other players that we're going to potentially sign, are they going to just go? They might start off like brilliantly, but then go back into the mould of Arteta ball. I don't know. It's a worry, really.
It is. It is a worry, and I think, and this is why we said last pod as well that, and everyone's been saying it, that this is going to be a very, very important summer for not just for Arteta but for the whole club, to be honest. And this is like crossroads now, because if Arteta doesn't get what he needs. And again, he does need, like we said before, there's no coach that doesn't want new players. There's absolutely no way, unless you're Arsene Wenger, then obviously you're allergic to new players. But every modern day coach will want new players to strengthen the squad. And honestly, Stevie, unless the whole fucking club is just blind, like completely fucking blind to what's going on, then, the changes are coming. If they are blind, then...
Yeah, but what's so frustrating is, like, I know we're always reverting back to the Arteta. Did he want to buy? Did he not want to buy? Is it the club? Is it the really frustrating thing is we will never know what the situation is. Whether it's Arteta coming out and saying, "Look, I don't need any players to the board." Is it the board saying you're not having any more money? And I know what you're saying. You said, "No, what manager doesn't want that?" But we'll never know, because Arteta could be stubborn and think, no, like, I think someone was talking about it, I don't know if you heard them, they were saying that when he was Guardiola's number 2, Guardiola won the Premiership without a number 9, a recognised number 9, so Arteta learnt that, and maybe he was trying to emulate the fact that, I'm going to do the same without a number 9. But Guardiola's moved on, he bought Haaland, look what happened. He probably knew that he probably saw the Premiership the way it was going, and you needed a number 9. But Arteta has been left behind because that's his.
But that's where he stopped learning, really, didn't he? That's where he was like, I like this. I'll just carry on with this now.
Yes, he can't adapt. He's not. That's his downfall.
So far, he has not. Yeah. I mean, we say so far, but let's just be real. It's been 5 years, coming on to 6 years now. So
I know.
How much further do we need to fucking?
Because obviously he's not a young manager. When you look at the likes of the Brighton manager, it's his first season, and he's done really well. He adapts. I know.
Yeah. And he's not just had a fucking shit team. He's had literally Arsenal Football Club as his first managerial job, not coach, managerial job. So again, there's a lot of pressure. A lot of responsibility and a lot of faith being put into Arteta to do this, and that's why I can't see him being the guy that's saying no to new players. Like. Summertime, he brought in, what did he bring in? Calafiori, Marino, and who else?
Sterling.
And Sterling, right.
And
fuck me.
Neto.
So I can't, right, because he's brought in...
Shit.
No, he's brought, that was going to use a better word.
Them 4 players have not done anything, have they, really?
No,
to be fair, they haven't done anything.
True, but like we've discussed many times that these weren't meant to be starting players. These were meant to be second-hand players, man. These were meant to be. Okay, let's do a bit of rotation in the cups and get a player on in the second half or whatever it is. They weren't meant to be starting players, and that's.
But why not? My argument would be it's Arsenal Football Club. Why are you having players just for the cup?
And I agree, and I think the way that the players came in, it seems like there was a certain budget that obviously we were not privy to, so we don't know what that budget is, but it just looks like the type of fucking thing that Arteta's like, well, okay, these are the best players that I can get for this budget. 100 million. You can only get 3 players or 2 players plus 1 loan, whatever it is. So I don't know. And again, the injuries really skewed everything. Really, do you know what I mean? They skewed everything because we don't actually know what them players were meant to be for. Marino, for example, he was brought in for what? A party replacement / some sort of midfielder, and then he got moved to striker. So it's very difficult to make that decision or to see, to sort of stamp players with a certain position until we have a starting 11. We don't even know what our starting 11 is. What is our starting 11? Like, if everyone was fit, what is our starting 11? I can't even remember anymore.
No.
So, we've got Gabriel, and who plays on the left? Was it Tomiyasu? Was it fucking... Is it Lewis Skelly?
Is it Zinchenko?
Is it Calafiori? Is it Zinchenko?
Is it Timber?
Exactly. Or is Timber on the right-hand side with Ben White? Or is Tomiyasu on the right-hand side with Ben White? So, again, I like the fact that they're interchangeable, and it makes it so much easier to fill in the gaps. But you need to have a clear, excellent 11, and then a very good backup players. You know what I mean? Yeah. Excellent. We don't have an excellent 11. We've got some good players.
Yeah. But saying what you've just said there, and granted, we haven't got an excellent first 11 because no one knows. But maybe we're second because we've got all those different variables. You don't know, do you? Imagine if we didn't have those variables and we had the injuries that we've had without those variables. We could
I agree. That's why I'll always like for Marino and Calafiori, not Sterling obviously because no one can defend that. But that's why I'll always defend them 2 players, because as much as everyone's like, oh, why'd you bring these players in? And I've heard other podcasts and radio stations, oh, fucking hell, they wasted money on Marino and Calafiori. What are they going to do? It's like, I get what you're saying, but again, you're judging them based on this season alone, where this season, again, everything has been skewed because of injuries. And those players were just sort of like thrust in there. Marino, he fucking broke his back, didn't he, or some shit? What did he break? His ankle? Shoulder, yeah. Not even in the first match. It was a training match. It was training. Calafiori, same thing. He came in injured, didn't he, or something? What did he fucking break? He broke something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's been injured twice, hasn't he, or 3 times?
Exactly. Timber first fucking game last season.
Forest.
Yeah, so it's like
Crucius.
So exactly, and that's why he was forced to buy a Calafiori, because it's like, okay, well, I need someone now because Tomiyasu's injured and his injury's been extended. So, when everything's put into context, it's not really like it's not a massively bad season, but then you have to take January into consideration. It's like, well, these problems started before January, before Christmas, so there's plenty of time for
the problem started in the summer, I personally think. But
no, that's fair. I mean, I'm just saying, like, with the players with the players that he brought in, Calafiori, Marino, whatever it is, it's like, okay, we had a decent squad to go forward. There's players to fill in gaps, there's players to move around, so that's fine. Okay, I could live with that. But then you see that's not working. In October, your captain gets injured for 7 weeks or whatever it is. So now you need to automatically start thinking, well, okay, if he's injured now, who am I going to put in there? Like, okay, he's going to come back in about 7-8 weeks, but what if it happens again? Then who's going to go in there? You can't just fill in the gap. Oh, Fabio Vieira could have been there, but you've just fucking loaned him out. And they're not letting him go because he's doing well. And it's not fair on the player to bring him back. And I wouldn't even want him back. Not because he's bad or anything. It's like, well, you just ruined it. So, Stevie, are you still with me, by the way?
Yes.
Are you still with me? Yeah. Sorry, I just heard some noise and your picture froze, and I was like, oh my God, someone's kidnapped Stevie. Spurs fans have come in. So that's why, like I said, I'll always defend those 2 players. But January is, for me, again, I really hate mentioning the month January now because it's just synonymous with Arsenal not buying players. So I don't want to get too deep into it. All I'm saying is it's not a bad season in context, but then when you consider January as well, you think, right, that's our problem. That's where the problem started.
Yeah, 100%.
That should have been the opportunity to strengthen the team, and it could have been a good run all the way to the end. We could have been battling on both fronts, Champions League and Premier League, maybe even one of the cups as well. I don't know. So, and was it this year that we got knocked out from the cups, from Carling Cup? Was it January, wasn't it?
It was Newcastle.
Early January, wasn't it?
Newcastle Carabao Cup and Man U FA Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, fucking hell. Yeah.
I mean,
fucking hell.
Both at home as well, wasn't it?
Fuck. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, so that's why I say what I say about the players that came in. But all in all, it's just
another brick.
Yeah, love it. Real quick, just going back to the match. No, I was just thinking of the rest of the lyrics, to be honest. All in all, you're just all right. Okay, stop it. Love it. Love a bit of Pink Floyd. Anyway, so Dembele comes on, and then again it adds to the fact that we have no one else to come on.
It was frightening, wasn't it? I mean, to be fair, he didn't really do much, did he, when he came on?
He didn't.
But just when you saw him come on, you thought to yourself, for fuck's sake. We needed him. If he was coming on, how good would that have felt?
Yeah. Not like a Nicolas Pepe. No. Like a proper good winger. But he did assist Hakimi though. For the shot. But again, he was like 2 yards away from him, so he had to do that. So the one thing that Dembele did do well was. Which goal was it? It was the Hakimi goal, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the Hakimi goal where basically the ball comes out and Thomas Partey decides to jump around it. He thought he was doing House of Pain. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Jump around, jump up, jump. Anyway,
so look, I'm not having it. We spoke about it last night, and I'm not having Partey to 100% to blame. Yes, he was jumping around.
No. I'm just saying. When you watch it, and again, as I was watching it in real time, the first thing that popped into my mind was, why did you not get rid of this ball? Why is that ball still stuck in between your legs right now? And then Dembele comes in, ball to Hakimi, boom, blasts it in. Great goal, by the way. You can't even be mad at that. It's like, that's the cherry on the fucking cake, that one. But for me personally, I do blame Thomas Partey because he was in charge of that ball, like to get rid of it. If the ball came to him and he didn't have a chance to touch it and it got taken off him, then fair enough. But the fact that he had the ball in his feet but decided to do like a little hip and a fucking skip and a hop and a fucking whatever it was, that's what lost it. And that's where Dembele jumped in. He was like, thank you, Hakimi, there you go, bro. Done. So that's why I blame Thomas Partey for that one. But I'm sure you've got different opinions on that.
My mate Jakob, it was his. He had a really poor game for me.
I don't think he had a poor game. I don't think he had a good game like the other two Champions League matches. But I don't think it was a poor game. I thought Saliba had a worse game than fucking KVR.
Right.
100%. That pass that Saliba gave away, like what the fuck, mate?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
But
real quick, when he almost lost the ball outside of our box as well.
Yes.
It's like, come on.
Yes.
You're more experienced than this.
No, but obviously I've not got the replay in front of me. But I do think KVR was at fault. I know it was a party at the end, but KVR, he was the one that instigated the whole thing by passing the ball short and then to intercept it for them to obviously take it to the left, Dembele, then to pass into the box. And yes, Partey was to blame, doing his rain dance around the ball. I understand.
That's my problem. It's like, why are you rain dancing? That's a fair question. Why is a football player rain dancing around the ball? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to fucking do here? So please stop your rain dancing and just fucking do it, all right? But so that's why I get what you're saying. He shouldn't have probably been in that situation, but the fact that he miscontrolled it and he wasn't quick enough to get rid of it, that's what made me fucking mad. Really.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, people are slating him, but he's been fantastic for us this season.
Yeah, I agree.
A couple of misplaced controls, is not going to ruin it for me, and I'd still sign him up for next season, personally. But
so I'm just watching the replay here, real quick, right? Let me just walk you through the replay, right?
The KVR.
Wait though. Right, so coming up, Kvaratskhelia, Odegaard's there, goes past Saliba. It had nothing to do with KVR, mate.
No, KVR initially.
Hold on. 2 seconds.
Go back.
Yeah, just going back to that now. 1 second, please. Oh, yeah, full. Here we go. Because I just had the replay. Right, so Kvaratskhelia running in. Here we go. This is like real-time replay. Saliba doesn't close him down. Oh, yeah. I think, okay, I see what you're saying. KVR should have probably been closer to Dembele. That's fair. I get what you're saying. However, the way that he was positioned, Dembele would have gone past him. If he'd run towards him, Dembele would have just sidestepped and scored. So that's why I can't put too much blame on him, because it was more indirect. Whereas with Partey, he was a direct problem for that goal. Let me just see that again. One more time for the listeners.
Show me. Let me have a look.
Hold on. Where is it?
Go back to the beginning. Well, send me this. Send me the link.
It's on BBC iPlayer.
Oh, just turn it around. Have a look.
So Kvaratskhelia running in, that's Saliba and Odegaard. There's Partey doing his rain dance.
Yeah. But no, can you not do it before that with the Kivior pass?
Hold on. Let me see if I can go a bit further back, because that's where it started from. 2 seconds. So Raya saves, penalty. Yeah, nice one. Okay. Love it. Oh, what a save that was. That was excellent. But then again, Vitinha didn't. It wasn't a great penalty, to be honest. It was more of a pass. It was very good.
It was nearly as bad as Saka's.
Oh my God! Stop it. But it doesn't show the part beforehand, by the way. It just shows Kvaratskhelia running. But again, I can always find the full match and just watch it back. But for me, it's the rain dance that does it, and and that killed us off, to be fair. So what was it? After that, it was 2-0. So 3-0, obviously, on aggregate, it was pretty much over, right? After that goal went in?
Yeah,
Did you think we had another chance?
No. That was effectively it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and luckily for us, though, 4 minutes later, Saka gets the goal. Obviously, moves around nicely in the box, doesn't lose control, close control, puts it in 3-1 on aggregate. And to be honest, again, even when Saka scores, it was like, well, I mean, that's the 76th minute. So we've got about 15 minutes left in regular time. Again, something could have happened. But the fact that they had a 2-goal cushion on us, it's like, well, it's going to be difficult, really. So, and the last thing really in the second half was Saka's big miss. Now, what do you think of that? Considering he's our star boy. Sorry, I just set you up there.
You know what I think of Saka? It ends in T.
Don't say it.
But no, you know my feelings on Saka. I think he's a very, very good Premiership player. But sometimes does get found out in the bigger games, especially in Europe. And this is going to be his problem, because whether it's too much pressure on him, I'm not sure, but I do think he comes up short. He lost the ball a few times. Yes, he had one. He scored a goal. He had a great shot where Donnarumma saved it and tipped it over the bar. But other than that, I thought it's his football intelligence, and this is always going to be his downfall. He isn't Saka. He's not Cole. And I'm going to controversial here, but I think Cole Palmer's got more football intelligence. Seriously, I think Saka might be a better player, but I think football intelligence is way ahead. He's very similar to what's his face for Liverpool, Salah, Palmer. I do think that in football intelligence is massive, because if you've got a striker that can put it into the net, if you've got a player like Palmer behind, Odegaard to a degree, but he obviously hasn't got the players like we say in front of him. But if you've got that footballing brain, then I think that makes you stand out from the so-called good players to the world-class players. And Saka, unfortunately, he isn't that. And I was so gutted that he missed it. I thought it was a hard. Yes, people might have said, "Oh, he was distracted by. He thought Donnarumma was going to save it," but still, you know for a fact that any Premiership, any striker worth his salt, whether we sign them or not, would have scored that goal. And and I'd even say Mourinho would have scored it. I'd even say probably Trossard, Havertz.
Scored that,
I'm really disappointed in Saka. I hope it is just because of the fact he's not 100% match fit, and he has just recently come back. So I'm giving the benefit of the doubt. But
how long can we use that for, though? Really, that's the main question, isn't it?
So, you're right. How old is he now? 24.
He's 23, and I will say this, though, in the Champions League this season, he's played 9 matches, 6 goals, 2 assists. So 8 goals and assists.
I know,
from 9 matches.
PSV.
No, I'm just saying, like, he's still, as an output player, he's still not bad. But again, he's one player. He's literally one player. We need more than that to do better. We need the Havertz in there to score like the 6-7 goals. We need Martinelli to score 5-6 goals as well. And again, that's what makes the difference. We've relied too much on him. And again, you said it, literally the title of the last podcast was, found out, and that's what people have done. They've just, I saw three PSG defenders on Saka last night, and I was like, well, that's it. He's shut down. Who's going to help him? No one's helping him. Odegaard's fucking miles away, and if he gets the ball, he's going to get just like breathed on and then fall because,
we're just stupid pundits, so you're not telling me that all the managers in the Premiership and in Europe are going to be looking at teams that have kind of stifled us, and they're just going to do exactly the same.
Exactly the same.
And that's why it's massive, this transfer window. It's massive, and Berta has got to see it, as does Arteta. Look, we need a plan B, plan C, plan D, like they do in Formula One. Are we going back to, they have different strategies.
They need to be like Ferrari, don't they, when they've got like, plan Z as well. So
ZZ.
Plan Y and X. So, but
it's true, though, isn't it?
You're right. Again, it's sometimes it's baffling to watch Arteta as a manager, and you think, surely you can understand and acknowledge that there needs to be a change, right? If I'm sat here at my home watching it on TV, surely you've seen this, but you just either refusing to do it or you genuinely haven't seen it. Which, if it's a second, it's like, dude, I should get half your fucking wages then. I should get half your salary because you're clearly not doing the basic part of your job and watching the fucking match and making changes. It's all well and good running up and down the touchline and shouting at players to move closer and do this, but you need a different plan. If that doesn't work, again, did you ever watch the movie Coach Carter with Samuel Jackson, the basketball coach?
No, I haven't.
Anyway, it's a great movie, very good, very inspirational, blah, blah, blah. But when he's training them, he gives them different words, key words for defensive, setups or offensive setups. And I'm not saying Arteta goes, shouts fucking Elizabeth in the middle of the pitch, and then all the players are like, oh yeah, that's plan D, actually, let's move around. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, okay, game state, 15 minutes in, we haven't scored a goal. Okay, let's switch it to plan B now. Let's see what we can do with plan B. Oh, they're attacking us. Okay, I think plan C or D would be very good here. And again, that's the role of the captain. That's what the captain's there for, to fucking make the in-game changes. But unfortunately, I just don't think we have that captain. I hate to say it because I really like him as a player, but captain material, Declan Rice is fucking
we've said this from the start, though, when he gave him the captaincy. Who did he get it off? It was off Xhaka, wasn't it? I think he got it off, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. But this is again with Arteta. Are you a winner? Do you want to upset people? So fuck, if you're a winner, they'll respect you more. Take it off him, give it to Rice. He's the obvious choice.
Obvious
I think it will happen next season. I think it will, personally.
I hope it doesn't go to Saka.
No, he's not as the captain, is he? Either.
He's not. I don't think Saka's captain material. He's a very excellent player, as we've said, and we'll defend him, but he's not captain material, and I really hope it goes to Rice. Right. Okay. Look. That was unfortunately the end of the 2025 Champions League campaign for us. Another trophyless season, Stevie. I know I probably shouldn't word it like that because it triggers people, but unfortunately, it's real Arsenal talk. It's not, sugar-coated Arsenal talk. So
yeah, I mean, obviously, with regard to the game, we expected to go out, so it was nothing. It was nothing here. We fought, we battled, but we came up short, didn't we? And we know why. We don't want to keep going over it, but we haven't got the firepower up front, etc., etc.
Yeah,
or the speed in defence. We're coming up against rapid players, and unfortunately, even Saliba, he's not quick enough. Kivior's certainly not. Skelly's certainly not. Timber's okay, but our defence, I think we need an upgrade, like in quite a lot of positions. I agree.
That's why I said to you, 6-7 players at the very least, and obviously that post that I sent you earlier today, where they were saying to this, to that. So again, it added up to about 7 players, and it's like, oh, okay. Well, again, if I'm sat at home saying this out loud and not just like, it's an educated guess. It wasn't just like, we need fucking 15 players.
Yeah,
we're not Chelsea, but it's an educated guess because we're watching the match. And this is why, after last night's defeat, that's why, yes, of course I was upset, by the way. Like, 100% I was upset. Like, I turned it off. After they scored the second goal, I turned the match off and literally sat in silence. TV off, lights on, obviously, just sat in silence till the end of the match because I was like, all right, I do not want to read or listen or hear anything else. I just want this match to end.
Smile, friend.
Exactly. Just me and my arrow, all that shit. But so and that's the way I coped with it. But yeah, you have to take the whole season into consideration. Yes, obviously we like to sort of express our frustrations on the podcast and like fucking shit and fucking this, but when everything's said and done at the end of this season, for me and you, we're gonna see it as a whole package. For pundits who are ready to shit on Arsenal, this is the day that they've been waiting for. And ESPN, by the way, like I listen to the podcast now and again, I'm not even kidding you. From like they had like a 10-15 minute segment on Arsenal, right? The full 10-15 minutes was them just laughing and going, ha, what did they think they were going to do? All this. And I'm listening, and I turned it off because I don't know what I can say to these people. And it's like, right, you just focusing on one fucking match. Do you know what I mean? You focusing on a tifo, on a shit tifo that we had against PSG at home. Just forget that. That wasn't even important. Do you know what I mean? So that's why, yeah, you got to take this season with everything that we've gone through.
Yeah, I think I agree with what you're saying. I think the frustration aspect of it for me is I hate saying it, but it's the obvious reasons why we've failed this season is blatantly obvious, and I think that's what a lot of pundits and other obviously rival fans are like jumping on the bandwagon, because they know that why we failed, and we know as fans why we failed because of the obvious reasons, but we still, in all honesty, haven't had a bad season. Yes, we've done really well. I bet other fans would think, I'd like to be in the semi-final of the Champions League. I'd like to be second. So it's the glass half full scenario, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, everyone expected us to do well, but because we didn't sign the strikers, etc., then they said, haha, that's why you haven't done it. But we still got to the semi-final. We still kind of held our heads, high. We beat Real Madrid over 2 legs. As negative as I normally am, I think it's a kind of a positive season for the what's happened throughout the season with the injuries, the red cards, etc. And we will talk about the end of the season in a few weeks' time. But you're right.
We will have a full season overview, and just by the way, just to compound the sickening week.
Don't.
Just to compound the sickening week. Unfortunately, I have to say it because we live in this reality now. This is our reality now, okay? You know that meme, I'm the captain now. Literally, this is the reality now. Like,
I can't believe. I know what you're going to say.
Tottenham and Man United have gone to the final. They faced each other, and Chelsea have also made the final as well.
Yeah.
So, and Man United won 4-1, by the way.
Yeah, I know they were getting beat 1-0.
Absolutely slapped them 4-1. So
there was no Nico Williams, though, wasn't there? I know. I mean, that's nothing. But is that because he potentially either going there or coming to us? I don't know. But
no, I mean, if he's considering going to Man United after the few seasons that they've had, do you know what? Take him. Do it. You have my blessing to take him.
Have you heard Wenger's theory on it all? And I 100% agree with him. And it's nothing to do with me hating Spurs or Man United, but they have 14th and 16th or 15th and 16th in the Premiership, right? They are nowhere near Europa League or the Champions League, yet one of them is going to be in the Champions League next year. Now, surely there should be some rule that if you're not actually close enough, because they're not, they should be directly going in the Europa League, not the fucking Champions League.
Yeah. I think there should be a prerequisite of you have to be fifth.
Or even a playoff. Yeah. Or a playoff or something. Even.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Add another team or whatever it is, or, have that playoff that you need. Or, well, actually, no, that actually makes more sense. A playoff. Have a playoff.
Where's the justice? There's no justice in that. They're so far away from the Champions League, yet they're going to be in the Champions League next season. Yes, I know they've won a cup, but they're nowhere near the Europa League. It's like 7th and 8th and stuff,
I'll be honest with you, right? I don't even think the FA Cup should be enough to qualify them for any European competition. I'll be honest with you. I don't think that makes any sense. Like, why? But do other leagues do that as well? Like, if they win the Copa del Rey, if someone wins the Copa del Rey, do they do that as well? I don't know.
Yeah.
But personally, I think that should stop. It's like, why does a domestic cup automatically get you into a European fucking place? honestly, it baffles me.
It's the carrot, isn't it? I suppose it's to make everyone.
True, but the carrot should be go for top 4, right? That should be the ultimate carrot. There's none of this, oh, well, if we end 5th, we can still make Europe. Or if we end 6th, we can still make Europe. Or 8th, or whatever the fuck Conference League is. It just makes no sense. It absolutely makes no sense. But again, you're right. In this situation, which I don't think it happens very often, where the 2 finalists are that low in the league, you know, there should be a prerequisite. It's like, okay, well done, you won the Europa League, but that doesn't mean that you go into the Champions League. No, you go back into the Europa League. Maybe you skip the group phases or whatever it is. Fair enough, give them something. That's your carrot right there. You know, skip the group phases, and like they do in the World Cup for the home nations. So in a way, yes, I agree with him, but the timing of him saying that, it is completely wrong. And unfortunately, we live in that era where timing is everything. And the fact that Arsenal lost, he came out and said that shit. It's, I don't know, it just doesn't, it sounds bitter, to be honest.
You know, obviously it's a really hard one to call. And who do you want to win
out of them 2? I'm gonna go Inter.
No.
Oh God! I don't
them 2.
Oh, I don't. Honestly, either one is fucking awful. But Spurs winning a trophy, a European trophy. I mean, for the season, I know we said season's over yesterday, but the season is officially over today, right now.
Do you know what?
It's one of them cunts deserved. You know, they will win that shit.
You've just put another slant on it, because I'm thinking, I don't want Man United to win it because I know they're in debt, and I don't want them to be in the Champions League for the fucking shit season, and it'll give them kind of more money to potentially get back into the Champions League and challenge for the league in the future. I want to see them knocked out, but at the same time, it's like you say, the Spuds, a fucking European cup, like
before Arsenal, before the neighbours. Can you? All right, I don't even want to imagine what the fallout of that would be, to be honest. And there's this.
But is a caveat. If the Spuds do win it, how determined are we going to be for next season? Because I think that would be the catalyst for us to do something. Because if they do win it, you know what I mean? Okay. I think if Man United win it, I think it'll count as Man United, you know, the heritage. But if the Spuds win it, fucking hell.
I mean, for me to think that, I would have to put myself in a Spurs fan mentality. Do you know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, I need to be spurned on by this. We should have been fucking spurned on for the last 2 seasons. All right, this could have been fucking avoided. Last season, it could have been avoided. We could have been fucking Premier League champions laughing. And we wouldn't even cared about the Champions League this season. Not as much as we had. Do you know what I mean? So
or the Europa League.
Or if we have to think like, well, if Spurs win and this happens, no, fuck it. It's, you know, unfortunately for us, that is what's happening. They have gone to the final. They may win it. Ange's words may prove right, where he wins it in the second seasons. I don't know, but what I do know is that we haven't won jack shit. So, and Man United have won 2 trophies in the last 5 years. I know they're only domestic cups, right? But that's 2 more than we have, right? We don't have that shit. We've got 1 FA Cup, which again, I don't even want to mention it anymore. It was that long ago, and it wasn't even his fucking team.
It was Emery's team, wasn't it?
So, yeah, it was a memory team for sure. Not one to be remembered, though. That's the memory in the trash can. But I think with them 2, whoever, like you said, Man United, if they win, that's a bit more bearable, to be honest with you, if Man United win it. But Spurs would never live that down. We will never ever live that down. And
yeah, you're right.
It's our own downfall, really. You know, and I know people may be like, oh well, I don't know how much it's our own downfall, but it is, because, you know, it's self-inflicted, everything, barring the injuries. You know, we could have helped ourselves in that month, the beginning month of the year, whatever it is. So and obviously, you know, without even mentioning the officiating. So, but yeah, it is what it is.
Do you think it's his last season then, Arteta's?
I don't want to say his last season.
Not this season, but obviously next. If we completely, you know, fall away from the Premiership.
If we end up anywhere less than first, then yeah, I think it's time to go. Sorry, I'll say that with the caveat of if he gets the players that he wants. If he gets the players that he wants and he's completed the squad, and I don't want to hear him in the fucking first week in September be like, oh, well, you know, the January transfer, the summer transfer shut early or whatever. Fuck off. Mate, you've got from the beginning of June till the fucking end of August to make signings. Like, and I said to you last podcast, the main thing I want to see after this season ends is by June 20th, I want Arsenal to be like, right, we've signed 3 players already. Then I'd be like, all right, cool. Now that gives you the rest of the 2 months to fucking sign the other 3 players.
Yeah. Do you want 6 players or 3 £100 million players?
I want 6 players.
6 £50
I
million
want 6
players.
very good players. 6 £60 million players. Not 50, 60.
60.
60. I'll take 60. Thank you very much. Sold. But I think I want 6 players. I want 6, 7 players. I do not give a fuck about no Isak. Don't give a fuck about no Haaland or whatever it is. Because even if we got Haaland, then what? Then fucking what? What's going to happen then? The rest of the team's going to be shit. So that's, for me, that's where I stand. But,
who knows?
At the very least, we got through this podcast. I know.
Do you know, though?
I
don't know about you, but I think I was more frustrated of losing to Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I was absolutely devastated because that could have been obviously if we'd have won, that might have been a bit of a catalyst, confidence to go to PSG and score. Because yes, I know we scored, but we haven't looked like scoring against many teams, have we?
Many teams, many teams. Yeah. Even the Bournemouth, like you said, we really have. And the goals that we do get, if they're not called for offside, it's an easy tap in or whatever it is. So. It's God, Stevie. Right, okay. Look, I don't have anything else to add on the Champions League semi-final, mate. We will be back over the weekend on Sunday, most likely Sunday evening, to discuss the Guard of Honor, I guess. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, don't. Listen, just quickly, I know there's a Formula 1. I just want to ask you, and I know this is controversial because you've already sort of instigated who your man of the match wasn't. And this is, you're going to totally like cut me off here, but my man of the match was Saliba, and my chump of the match was the rest of the team. That's how I felt last night. I know I might have to watch it again to see.
A champ and a chump. Oh, I love it, by the way. I love this segment. Who's the champ and who's the chump? Oh, I love it. Love it. Love it. All right.
Yeah, I actually thought Saliba kind of redeemed himself in a lot of ways, and he kept the scoreline respectable.
I think,
but the rest of the team were just fucking
they were
shit.
They were. But that's not fair, by the way. You have to actually pick one player for each. So I'd make it easier. I'm going to go champ, Declan Rice, chump, Martin Odegaard. That's my champ and a chump.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Do you think, I think chump's got to be Rice for coming out and saying that we should have won.
Chump should be Arteta saying we were the better team of the 2 legs. We lost.
Well, I know, but he's brainwashed the rest of the team to think like that, and it's scary.
I'll change my chump to Arteta. Yeah, because of that comment at the very end. Yeah, I'll say that. And the fact that he said in his pre-match conference, I like Luis Enrique. I can't wait to beat him. And now it's like, dude,
that's what I mean. This is why I don't want to watch that
walking jinx, mate.
Amazon shit, because it'll cringe. I'll be putting banners up everywhere.
I can't blame you now. I was in a better place when I recommended it. I'm not in a better place now.
Told you.
Fuck it. It is what it is, man. Right, okay, I'll tell you what then. We'll bring it to an end. We'll get this podcast out for everyone. And thank you so much for being here, for listening, for bearing with us through these very difficult times.
Very dark.
Even though we're laughing, but these are fucking, laughters of sadness. That's what they are. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go. Thank you so much. Catch you on the next one. Stay safe, stay alert.
Au revoir. It's easy. That's it.
Oh, God.
We're over.
French.